But I'm okay with that because I know how I train, I know how focused I am, and I know what I'm coming to do.
I know I don't think you're doing it, dog.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, Earl, you finally got the first face-off out of the way. What did you take from that, from the size and everything that you guys did the face-off?
I didn't take too much from it. It's just what it was. It's a mutual respect there for each other. So I didn't take nothing from it. It got me more pumped up my hype. It definitely got me more pumped up my hype, but I didn't take nothing from it.
And how do you feel now that the fight's ready to go and the negotiations are over and now it's just training camp?
Oh, I love it. I feel like this is what we both wanted. It took some time, but we got it done. The best fighting the best. And, for people saying we took too long, it didn't take too long at all because we're fighting for all the marbles now. If we would have fought 4 or 5 years ago, yeah, that would have been a great fight, but we wouldn't have fought for all the marbles. It wouldn't be as legendary as people say. So, it's a lot of comparisons. How he did with Sean Porter, how he did with Kell Brook, and all these different guys. So, I feel like right now this is when, the top guys, cream of the creme, fighting each other and see who's the best fighter in boxing.
What do you make of the performances that Terence Crawford has had against your mutual opponents? A lot of folks have said a lot of different things about him being able to knock the guys out that you weren't, aside from Kell Brook. What do you think about that?
If you look when he fought Sean Porter, even Sean Porter came out and said that, he didn't train like his dad wanted him to train. He felt like a lot of things were unnecessary that he needed to do that his dad wanted him to do. So, he didn't train like his dad wanted him to train. And usually that's what he does. He trained like how his dad wanted him to train. But at this time, it was saying that he has enough experience. He don't need to do those things. And you see what happened. So, and you don't see Sean Porter gas out. He gassed out in like the 6th, 7th round. Like, when did Sean Porter gas out? So I feel like, he didn't take it. He took it as a guy who was halfway in. He was on the verge of thinking about retiring anyway. So, I feel like, it is what it is. But in Kell Brook was already basically broken and just, basically looking for a payday. And when I fought those guys, they all had titles when I fought them. Sean Porter was a world champion. Kell Brook was a world champion. So, I fought them, at their best. It's a lot harder to stop or beat, a guy with a world title and a guy who has everything to lose.
Do you think the Sean Porter you fought would have beat Terence the night they fought?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, if he wouldn't have beat him, he would have definitely got him a better fight. Definitely got a better fight. Like, when do you see Sean Porter gas out? Like, that's a serious question. When you see Sean Porter get tired, you don't see Sean Porter. Like, he's known for his nutrition and, how he come in the fights.
He didn't fade when you dropped him in your fight. That was just you coming on. It wasn't Sean weakening a little bit.
Nah, he didn't fade. He was like, come on. Like, he was trying to fight. Like, he was still trying to fight, still throwing punches and things like that. So, you don't never see Sean Porter, fade out like he did with Terence. Like, then he even come out and say in the interviews, like, he wasn't doing the things that his daddy told him to do. So, it is what it is. So.
Hey guys, we're going to move down a little more. If you guys, Sean, just hold on a second. We got a whole bunch of people here, so we got to move down.
Thanks, Errol.
How you doing, champ? They say you can tell a lot about a man about how you became a person after what you came back from and to be great and fight greatness. What does it say about you?
I just say, man, I'm blessed, my determination, my ability to keep going and just, staying the course and, staying focused. Like, I had a dream and I wanted to be undisputed. I want to get these belts, and that's what I did. I didn't take any tune-ups or take, this guy or I want to fight this guy to see if I'm really sharp or I'm on point. I was like, even the top guys, even at the injuries and, things that happen, I wanted to fight the best fighters in the world. And that's what I do. That's what I continue to do. For all this outside the team, telling me I might need to tune up. I want to fight the best fighters in the world.
It's been a huge year for boxing. All of those fights that have been very good make you feel a little bit of pressure to make this fight happen and be a part of this huge boxing year.
What is that again?
So it's been a huge year for boxing. So did all those good fights these years so far make you feel a little bit of pressure and try to make this fight happen, to be part of it?
Nah. I mean, it was more pressure on, me wanting to fight, he wanting to fight, and, just making the fight happen. I feel like that's the only fight that makes sense for me. Fight for the last title, fight a guy who's considered one of the best fighters in the world. Who else would I fight? And not having the fans say something or outside people like, why you not fighting this guy? So I felt like this was the only fight that makes sense for me. So it's the fight that I wanted. It's the fight that I got. I'm just blessed that I gave the fans what they want, and I'm just blessed to have this opportunity to fight one of the best fighters in the world.
What's the number one piece of advice you have for the next generation who wanted to be in your shoes?
The best advice I got for them is just stay focused, man. Stay the course. Keep doing the things that got you there. Stay with the people that got you there. And, just stay focused, stay dedicated, stay hungry. Don't go out here buying all these cars and jewelry and all this materialistic stuff, because at the end of the day, that stuff not going to matter when your career over. The fans not going to care. The people not going to care. They're not going to care nothing about you, so you got to look out for yourself and look out, for your financial wealth, and you're going to have responsibility, especially when you have kids, especially when you got family. So you got to make sure you're up and, you're satisfied and you take care of the business side of boxing first, and not just, be a great athlete and just spending money, because it can end at a drop of a dime, and then what do you have left?
EJ, I wanted to ask you, the other night we saw Adrian Broner come back into the ring and get a win over Bill Hutchinson. What did you think about the way Adrian Broner performed?
He performed good, especially off of a 2-year layoff. Was like 2-year layoff?
2 years.
Like a 2-year layoff, man. I wish my bro the best. I want to see him succeed. I think he can come back from it. He's been going through a lot of issues, mentally and things like that. So I just wish him the best. I wish the best for him. Just wanted to stay focused, stay on the right path, and just, make the best out of his opportunity that he's getting. And, hopefully, we can see, Adrian Broner. It's probably going to be hard to get back to where he once was, but I want to see Adrian Broner, just well off, mentally, physically, and just get back to, the Adrian Broner that I know.
What would you say about fellow stablemate, well, not stablemate, but fellow fighter and friend Tank Davis as he goes through his legal troubles at this time?
He going through, some legal trouble, but, I hope that he can learn from it and, like I said, come back stronger, and heed the warning, because like I said, warning come before destruction. So, free Tank, I wish him the best. He'll be out soon. It's just something he got to learn from. And, that's my bro, too. So, things happen, man. We all bump our head. I've done a lot of stuff, that could have, ended my life. So, things happen. I just wish the best for him. And hopefully that, he heed the warning and they get back focused.
His coach, Calvin Ford, said something to me in the last camp. He mentioned that he felt like Ryan and Tank was going to basically unclog the drain and give everybody got sort of impetus to want to fight each other. Did that have any effect on your negotiations or your thought process as far as fighting Terence Crawford?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. I feel like, that was definitely a great fight. I feel like they all clogged the tank of the younger guys fighting each other. We getting these, 24, 25-year-old guys fighting each other. But as far as me and Terence Crawford, I just feel like, we're the two best fighters, in the world, hands down. Not only in the welterweight division, we're the two best fighters in the world. And for us to fight each other, means a lot. And like I always say, it means a lot, of course winning belts and things like that, but it means a lot to put money in our pockets. So, I feel like as a point, that would make sense the most. Of course, it's a lucrative fight. This is a great fight. This is what all the boxing fans want. But like I said before, at the end of the day, the only thing you have is after boxing, your family, your finances, and your senses. So don't let boxing use you. You use boxing. So, You know, I feel like that's more important than anything else. And when you get older, you kind of realize that when you're younger, you want to be, you know, the world champion and you want belts and things like that. But once you get of age, you know, you have kids, you have responsibilities. You know, it's more about taking care of your family. Of course, I want to be the best fighter in the world, and I got that super ego, and I want to be the best. But the main thing for me is to take care of my family and take care of my responsibilities and make sure that, you know, my kids are good. So that's why I'm losing these brain cells for, to make sure my kids are great and they stay in private school and they keep doing the things that they've been doing even while boxing, after boxing, they continue to do the same thing.
Marcus, I know you want to hold him hostage, but he's got to go.